Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming back to the podcast. And if you're watching this in YouTube, thank you so much for being here. It is Sunday, June 25th, 2022, and as you can see, if you're watching the video, I'm here in my house, but I had to make this video, right? And what I'm gonna speak about is very sensitive, so please be mindful, okay? And these days, man, people are dealing with a lot of stuff. And if you in the past couple of days have been feeling kind of sensitive, please I suggest you maybe watch another video or listen to a different podcast right now, because this is very sad news that I'm about to report. To me, this is probably one of my biggest fears, and not the killing of it, but meeting somebody, right? Meeting somebody and opening your heart to somebody and thinking, you made your soulmate, I guess you can say, and then finding out that it's not, right? Definitely, one of my biggest fear, especially coming from a divorced family. So I'm gonna speak today about the death of this woman. Her name is Jaleen Lagasse. She recently died about 3 days ago. She took her own life. And this whole thing unfolded um, after she posted on social media what she was about to do, right? So the first thing we gotta say is this, I hear the alarms going off right now, but the first thing we gotta say is, she had 3 kids and the husband had two, I believe. So prayers for the families, friends and family affected by this. I i can only imagine, and this case in particular is very it's very sad because Jaleen, right? She recently got married, and it's just, if you go on her social media, you see how she's celebrating her wedding and how she's thankful and happy, and she bought a home, I believe it was last summer. Recently bought a home, met this man and started a relationship in May, and recently got married. Like, it happened very fast for her. And then she posted, guys, about 3 days ago on her Facebook account saying how she was gonna do what she said she was gonna do because of her abusive husband, okay? um so many things in this case. It's just so sad, right? Because at the end of the day, there's children involved, right? There, her mom, her family, friends and family, and also the husband, right? So let me read to you a little bit of this article that I found, right? And I am gonna do, if you're listening in the podcast, but I suggest you go here and come on YouTube and look. I'm gonna see if I can paste the link for her GoFundMe account that the family is doing for the funeral services. Okay, I think anybody, whatever you can contribute will help a lot. Okay, so her name was Jaleen Lagasse, a Palm Bay, Florida mother died. She, like I said, she took her own life on Wednesday, the 21st of June, 2023. And the victim has been identified as Jaleen Lagasse. According to reports, Jaleen Lagasse from Savannah Seca passed away from, she took, like, I don't want to keep repeating that, but you guys know what I mean. Before her passing, she left a brief message on her Facebook account. I'm gonna show you the screenshot of that here on YouTube so you guys can take a look at that. Expressing her heartfelt desire for everyone to live a wonderful life, So if you don't want to see, the message that she posted, you don't have to, but it's very important to get kind of like an inside look of why would anybody recently married get, they, I believe they married beginning of June, so the month is not even over. It hasn't been a complete 30 days. It hasn't been 30 days of marriage yet, and she posted that he is abusive. And this is what I'm saying, like, this this is really one of my biggest fear, to open yourself up to somebody and then discovering that this man is perhaps verbally abusive, right? Because I don't believe he was physically abusive, because she would have, reached out to authorities, and it goes to show you that you have to watch what you say. You have to watch how you speak to people. You don't know what, like, everybody's trying to do the best they can. I always say that. Stop trying to, with your mouth, trying to pull people down because they don't know how to do something that perhaps you are an expert at that particular thing, right? Everybody's walking around like they're expert at everything, right? So if somebody's question, hey, how did you do that? How do you not even know how to do that? How can you, you're so stupid and you're so this, and and everybody knows how to do it. Not everybody knows everything, right? And I don't know, but this is the type of sense. I don't know the whole backstory about what happened in those 20 days, I guess you can say, of married life with her. And she said in her the wedding ceremony, she said, it's not my first wedding. And let me just tell you that you have to be careful how you speak with people, because when people are trying to do the best that they can, and here you are coming and saying you don't know how to do this, you don't know how to do the other, it's like, man, somebody might look at them and be like, dude, I'm giving you my best right now, and that's still not good enough. Like, it is so sad, right? So it says here, she also shared her distressing situation of being in an abusive relationship, like I just said, and expressed her intention to harm herself. Urgently requested her friends to contact the authorities. She leaves behind 3 kids that love her dearly. And you can see, if you can kind of capture a little bit from people's personality. Some of the videos that she has on her Facebook and social media, you see her, she looks like a very um she looked like a very likable person that gets along well with a lot of people, co-workers, family and friends. And the shock of some of the family and friends to see a comment like that popping up on your timeline, and you're like browsing to Facebook and you see a comment like that from somebody that you care for a lot. Like, how do you help out, man? You want to like jump and run to them, right? um that moment in life when you feel so hopeless, those feelings of hopelessness will never come from the Lord, right? So if anybody's struggling with something like this, please reach out. If you need prayer, please reach out. I know I can be a stranger if you just popping here on YouTube or on the podcast and listening, but you don't even have to give details. If you're just looking for a prayer, somebody to pray for you, reach out. I'm gonna post my email here. Let me tell you, life is hard, but God is bigger than any problems that you might face. Any problem that you might face. I gotta repeat that. There's nothing that's gonna take God by surprise, right? God is not gonna be like, what, did that happen? Now you resolve that issue on your own because I told you already to do this and that. Like, there's nothing that surprises the Lord. Come to Jesus, ask for help. There's help available for you. And this is the other thing that I gotta say, right? you know it, I can understand a little bit of Jaleen. Perhaps, she just got married. It hasn't even been 30 days. And in that moment that, because the husband came on Facebook and said, we were arguing about something. We have an argument, he said, right? I'm going to post it here so you guys can see what he said. He said, we had an argument and we were fixing things, but we were arguing, but we were fixing something. And like, it hasn't been fully 30 days and arguments will happen. I think, I'm not married yet. I don't even have a boyfriend, nothing like that. But I'm saying, like, people always say, you hear married couples give their testimony and they say, the first year is the one of the most difficult ones, right? And it hasn't even been 30 days for Jaleen, right, to be married. And she probably thinking in her head, man, what are people gonna think of me, right? Because maybe in that moment when, he was verbally abusive, let's just say, or he was verbally abusive numerous times, right? Like I said, only he knows what happens, right? He was the one that was there with her. So, and, had that relationship with her. And maybe there was a switch, right? Because I think if she would have seen that, she wouldn't have continued on, right? So that's what I'm saying. One of the biggest fear is to open your heart to somebody and then discover that they are that person that you fear the most, which is somebody who can be verbally abusive and eventually physical abusive to you and perhaps your family, right? So here's the thing though. Maybe Jaleen in that moment, she, how do you look at your friends and families after celebrating this wedding, not even, full 30 days yet ago, right? I believe they get married June 4th. How do you look at your family and say, I want it out, I don't want this anymore, right? And you feel in that moment like there is no hope. Let me tell you something. We are humans, okay? We make mistakes, we change our minds, we make bad decisions. People are living their lives. And if people are going to look down on you because you had a divorce within 30 days of marriage, let them look down on you. It's their opinion. Nobody can change people's opinion. Have you ever met people that they are so fixed on believing something bad about you that even if you tell them, here's the proof, man, that is not who I am, they still want to believe it? That's what it is. People's opinion are just that. They're people's opinion. They're not facts a lot of the times. And if that's what they want to believe, then so be it. That's them. At the end of the day, if it's your life, right? And like I said, people are out there living their lives. Sometimes we think that, because we can be kind of public, posting on social media, doing blogs and things like that, that, everything that we do is going to be seen by people and they're going to look down on you, right? Because people are so quick to, instead of liking something, they're so quick to say, pointing the finger or bringing up stuff to you and making fun or whatever. But like, it's that moment of hopelessness doesn't come from the Lord, right? We know who's behind all of that. At the end of any argument, at the end of any, verbal abuse, physical abuse, there's the devil, right? Looking who he can devour, trying to, steal, kill, and destroy, right? And that is just an example of what we see in this story. Like I said, prayers to the family. She recently just got married, like I said, and all the hopes in the world, right? I'm assuming that's what people feel when they're getting married. Like I said, never been married, nothing like that. But when I get to that point in my life, that's, I'm sure, you're starting your a new life, right? And you can see it too from some of the posts that she did. You can see it. This woman was like, striving, bought a home recently and graduated. She got her bachelor's. I think she posted in December of 2022. You know, bought a house last summer, got a bachelor's. She's a mom of three, working, doing great because you see posts from her, her co-workers decorating her office. Finds this man, started a relationship, I believe it was early in May. By June 4th, they're married already. And then everything crumbles, right? And life is unpredictable, right? Life is unpredictable. And like I said, a lot of the times, I'm speaking because I'm speaking with something like that, not necessarily marriage, but I remember right out of college, I did take a lot of jobs, right? And people are so quick to point fingers. Nobody wants to hear your story, right? Nobody, it's so crazy. Nobody wants to hear what actually happened. They just want to say, it's because of you, right? So I remember when I first graduated college, I'm like, I will look for jobs. While I was hoping and waiting for an opportunity in New York, I took on a lot of quick jobs, and I will be like, I remember I got hired in retail like a month after I graduated college because, I'm like, I'll do this part time and I'll still send resumes to fashion companies and things like that. And, you know, then they cut my hours. Retail is like that. They need you when they need you. When they don't, January comes and everybody goes down to like 10 hours. I'm like, I need more money than that. I'm out of school already. I'm, student loans payments, all of that stuff is coming up. So I was like, okay, I need to apply for another job, right? And I started working in a different place, and people are like, wow, they will see you work, no longer in that company. How long did you last there? And then, the way they ask is because they feel that you are a bad worker. They don't even care like if you're making like 5 hours a week, right? They're like, you're no longer working there. Like, everybody always want to look for something bad to say. Hey, if you gotta change 5 jobs, you have to do what you have to do. And like I said before, people's opinion, guys, that's all it is. It's just what they think in that moment. Okay, it's not a fact about you or who you are or where you're going or where God is taking you. You have to leave people's opinion with people. Okay, when somebody cares for you and they want to give you an advice, they come to you in a loving manner and they give you an advice, and you feel you feel open to receive it. But when somebody wanted to bash you down because you change your mind, right? Like, well, you're doing that and this and the other, you know it's like, okay, I respect your opinion, right? That everybody's allowed to have an opinion, and that's all it is. And you move on from that, right? So I hope this wasn't the situation with her. And sometimes because how it ended with Jaleen, right? I think that it looks to be like that situation. Her probably her fairy tale probably complete. It was a probably complete shock for her to see how she probably didn't imagine a future to be like that, right? A husband should be a loving person, right? A person who's gonna carry you through, who's gonna love you for who you are, who's gonna build a family together, right? Somebody who's gonna be patient with, is gonna have patience with you, and all of that. um we gotta watch how we speak with people. At the end of the day, we gotta, you don't know how people are dealing with stuff. I feel like a lot of the times, have you ever been around couples, right? And yesterday I made a video about food and all of that. Have you ever been around a couple at a dinner table when the wife, or could be the husband, they constantly judging how the other person speak, what they choose to eat, and that's what you're gonna order again, and that's what you're gonna do, and that's not how you say it. It's so uncomfortable for people to witness that. Imagine us just witnessing something like that and we feel uncomfortable. Imagine the person receiving the constant critique. Imagine how they feel. Imagine that ride home for them, right? Imagine the relationship at home, the awkwardness, the constant criticizing every single thing that you do, right? And a person who is constantly criticizing somebody like that is somebody who has insecurity issues, right? Who has personality disorder, who doesn't have Jesus in their heart. That's all it is. It floats to the top. When you see somebody who can be, I don't know exactly what happened here. Like I said, this is just my assumption. At least it is leading me to believe that, because of what she posted on that last post about her husband being verbally and abusive. She didn't say verbally. I actually said that because I think if he was physically abusive, um, she would have reached out, right? But for her to get on Facebook, right, and say, because of my abusive husband, that's that moment she got to a point where she thought it was no way out. and it's so sad, right? And when you look at her post, some people are saying, cheating, right? That it was probably him. He's not gonna frame himself, right? And she actually said, I did it, not him, right? And you see other posts that she will do, and she uses the same background, the same font, and she kind of does a lot of, she will do a lot of Facebook updates by like that, just posting something like that. And I'm sure now, you know he needs a lot of learning to do. He has a lot of learning to do, and I hope that I try to get his name here. um his name is, what is, I had his name here, where he go? I have some videos so you guys can see it, but let me see. It doesn't let me see, but there's a lot of content. I believe he had 2 kids. Oh, his name is Nick. Okay, his name is Nick, and I believe he has 2 kids. And on his Facebook profile, it says he's Nick Lagasse or Lagasse, and he says, "I am a good man," right? We can all label ourselves, right? You have to, you know, say who you are by how you treat people and all of that. I hope, that he learns from this, that there's an update. I mean, that there is a learning experience for him, right? Because he had an opportunity to start this life you know with Jaleen, and share their lives together and live happily ever marry, go through life's challenges and just be there for one another. They got married on June 4th, you guys. This is very recent. It's June 25th right now. And the outcome of all of this, it is so sad. Like I said, she reached a moment of hopelessness. And she leaves behind 3 kids and her friends and family that completely adore her. You can see it from the post that they share. And after she posted something like that, how they wanted to basically just jump over and like run over to her. Right? I can only imagine seeing that coming across one of my Facebook friends, God forbid, right? So life is unpredictable. We have to seek the Lord on a daily basis, and always, when you feel sad and you feel like, there's no there's no way out, I guess you can say, and you feel hopeless, that is not from the Lord. Okay, the enemy is trying to kill, steal, and destroy. So always, when you feel like that, always, that if you don't know what to do, you can pray, you can put on worship music. Be in the habit of having worship music. You'll see how quickly, it will turn things around for you. So, and like I said, if you need prayer, and you don't, maybe you don't haven't been to a church in a while, or whatever the case may be, reach out. You can email me if you need prayer. You don't even have to say your name or nothing like that, or people's name specifically. So I'm gonna put the link of the GoFundMe campaign that the family is doing for Jaleen. And please, like I said, keep the family in your prayers. And anybody who's struggling with this, please feel free to reach out. Have a great day, everybody. God bless.
Jaleen, would you like to start off?
For coming back to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and share this video, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a great day, everybody. God bless. Hi everybody, this is Julissa. I'm here to invite you to my podcast, Julissa Designs, and it can be found on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. You can join me every day as I make episodes of the latest news, real life stories, and I also share my favorite Bible verse. Hope to see you then. God bless. Everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you want to know more about me, you can always visit www.julissadesigns.com. Have a great day, everybody. God bless.